Good day, and welcome back to our course, Introduction to the Java Programming Language, a presentation of Coding Bootcamps. This is still session 5, Writing Methods. So right now we are going to talk about argument promotion and casting of data. So let's talk a little bit about argument promotion. So argument promotion implicitly converts an argument's value to a type that the method expects to receive, if possible, in its corresponding parameter. So if we take a look here, the square root method here, with an integer, it looks like it's an integer argument. However, this method is expecting or is defined to receive a double argument. Now, in this case, a 16 integer can be easily converted to a double, so without losing any type of data. A double is much larger. It can manage much more data. It's a bigger section of memory. But in this case, this int that's passed in is implicitly promoted to a double just to satisfy the requirements of the SQRT, or the square root method. The promotions or conversions can be error prone, so they're not always reliable. The promotion rules specify which conversions are allowed and which conversions can be performed without losing data. We saw the square root example. So if we take a look here, though, converting a double to an int truncates the fractional part of the double value. Thus, it results in some data loss. So if we have this number here, double data is equal to 3,452.345. When we do the integer conversion, it simply just truncates off the fractional part. So we did lose data. And also, double variables can hold a much larger value than int variables, so that can also cause a loss of value or a loss of information as well. Converting large integer types to small integer types can also produce similar types of results. So anytime you go from a large data type that can hold that has a lot of sections of memory going to a data type that is smaller with fewer sections of memory, you risk that data loss or some kind of a conflict. So promotion rules apply to expressions containing values of two or more simple types and two simple type values passed as arguments to methods, just like we saw in that square root method where an int was passed, but it was converted or promoted to a double. Each value is promoted to the appropriate type in the expression. Here is our conversion types, or our promotion paths. So we can see here a byte type, what it can be converted to. Quite often it is a type which is going to be larger to prevent data loss. Notice there's no string here because a string is not a primitive type. So we can see an int can be promoted to a long, a decimal, a float, or a double. All of these data types can accommodate what an int has. And similarly, if you look here, you can see it. For the most part, they follow that pattern where a smaller data type can be promoted to a larger data type. So in the lab, we are going to take a look at casting. Casting can get interesting when we start talking about strings and other data types as well. We all know that Java strictly enforces the data type, so there could be times where, say, a method may return an int, and we've got to convert it to a string or a double. Because that's the data variable that we are either assigning or passing it to. So we're returning in some way. So we will have to get involved with casting or promoting data types fairly frequently. So we'll take a look at it in the lab, and also please stay tuned for the next video.